What's something a partner said or did that made you immediately rethink your relationship?
My ex moved into my house without me asking her to. The next day while I was at work she just brought all her over.
I want an open mean. She ended up cheating on me soon after anyways, but
I was kinda building up to something with a girl I worked with, until I heard her claim that people get diseases because they earn them karmically. Since I had just hours earlier told her that my father's stage 4 cancer had returned, she either meant him or the news bounced off entirely. We didn't really talk much after that.
She kept it from me that she had been using
What does one do in that situation? I mean, break up with her obviously, but do you tell her to move? Or do you call the cops?
If it makes you feel any better, I've found such people to be just generally thoughtless about what their beliefs actually mean to those around them.
I mean I just said okay and let it happen. It didn't last long lol.
Everything you do for me don't mean Mind you, this is about a year in and she basically lived with me while I cooked all the meals and paid for all the food and she didn't pay any bills. I was 22 at the time, I'm 26 now. Stayed with her, then she started complaining I did nothing for her. Well, congratulations, you told me it meant nothing, so I'm doing nothing. She's now with a man that points guns in her face and hits her.
1. Lied to me. 2. Cheated on me. 3. Stole from me. 4. Treated me like broadcasted the private things I told her about myself to her friends, her family, and the internet. 6. Weaponized my insecurities and used them against me. 7. Got an abortion before I even knew she was pregnant. Like, hi, hey, how was your day? Oh, I was at the abortion clinic. Wait, you were pregnant?
She hit me with anger in the intention to hurt me. I never hit her, but I did have to confidently restrain her to prevent further harm. This was the beginning of the end.
When he projected by saying, I know you think I'm too good for.
When something happened to my livelihood and she starts talking about how she needs to look out for herself. It's been almost 10 years and she still doesn't realize how much that still lurks in the back of my mind.
If your girl asks for an open relationship, it's over. She already has someone in mind or is likely already cheating.
Yeah, I'm easygoing and just a tad too.
I'm the ugliest woman. 2 years of soaking up all her negative emotions. That statement, in a place where it was objectively untrue, made me realize it was never going to get any better. If I spent my life with her, it would be a life spent under the black cloud. She saw herself been apart for around 4 years now, and our relationship as friends is much better for it.
My ex would hit me while I was driving. Also cheated on me, but it didn't count, because it was with another. My surprise when it turns out that I'm the monster in our friend group.
In response to hearing a friend of mine died, she said, well, that's less drama in your, even if it's meant to be a joke. That's not the first thing one should say. It's the listening but not hearing stage of a failed relationship. You can come home and exclaim, the whole town is on fire, and get back, that's nice, I'm doing good. Also, if that was her version of passive, that's really aggro.
I lied about it to protect what we gave her the boot and moved on to someone who isn't a liar.
In an old relationship, a woman was upset because I didn't want to spend all night watching movies with her after I got off work. She wanted me to come straight home and work, then watch movies with her all night, chick flicks. One night she said, I should find some guys who want to spend time with me doing these things, and I sent her packing immediately. She also enjoyed personalizing the impersonal. When I would say, I just want to relax, I don't want to watch a, she would turn it into, you don't want to watch the movie with me, as though I would want to watch it without her or with someone else. I never heard that line again, and when I last checked on her Facebook to see if she's still alive and well, she's quite miserable, divorced 2 times, all men are bad, 5 kids from 4 fathers. And in one of her posts she social media shamed her current boyfriend. I said I wanted to watch this movie but he doesn't want to do things with me, so bored, and clicked like on all the HMU spam from other of the best decisions I ever made.
I'd say seeing her in the backseat of her car being plowed by someone, not me.
Why are you listening to black people music?
Well, for my case it isn't bad. She looked me dead in the eyes and just looked genuinely worried and concerned about me. We talked and it was like a click in my mind. She's the best.
She said she wanted to exploit someone we both knew for money and went on a 20 minutes tangent about work and how she'd do it for $4K. She then proceeded to try to get her friend to meet up with him so she can make it happen, all while pretending like she's visiting her friend, and kept telling me it was just a joke when I would bring it. One is when she put a picture of her ex that she used to be engaged to back on her fridge, was adamant about it always being there when asked why, and told me that they were going to be friends again.
Disappearing for over 12 hours with a friend on my B-day.
Said I needed to pick a different career because she wouldn't marry someone she made more money than. Not because if we divorced she might have to pay alimony, it was just the fact that she'd be making more. I asked would it still be a problem if I could single-handedly pay all the bills without her help, and she said yes, because how would it look telling people she makes more than her? For clarification, she wanted to be in the airline industry and I wanted to do something history related. She said she'd feel weird, embarrassed to say she's a pilot, meanwhile her husband is a teacher or something.
I found out my girlfriend of 8 months legitimately believed the earth was flat. That argument ended the relationship.
At a grocery store, I wandered into an aisle while she was looking at something in another aisle. She took this as ditching her, and came up behind me and smacked me in the back of the head. Not super hard, but with malicious intent. Just looked at her differently after that. Wish I could say I broke it off right then, but I'm an idiot.
Sort of the same. For me, she spent a long time trying to convince me that all college women are and that I shouldn't befriend them, otherwise I am trying to cheat. Lo and behold, she then tried to ask for a break to enjoy college.
She made me feel bad for supporting my mom with cancer over her starting a new job. She actually tried to convince me that I should be supporting her instead.
She never wanted to post anything about me and her on her socials because she didn't want her ex seeing. But with her new man she'd be posting all the time. Man shrugging, light skin tone.
I was responsible for my feelings and emotions, and also grumpy? My grumpy? Also my fault.
I had an ex in college who said she always wished to just marry a super old extremely rich guy and live comfortably off of his money without having to work. She also didn't believe she'd have to have with the rich old guy and thought they are just lonely and get young wives to have companionship. So it made me realize not only was her dream to be a sugar baby, but she was also pretty.
While I was trying to forgive my ex for cheating, I really loved her and thought everyone deserved a second chance. She said she considered the guy her friend and wouldn't stop talking to him. Suffice to say, I dumped her on spot and stopped wasting my time.
You always know where the door studying is getting in the way of me living my, I've messed up with my kids. Let's have a baby so I can do it the right. I'm a woman. Didn't realize this was Ask Men. Either way, my experience.
That's really foul of her to say. Even if it was a joke, you don't joke around after your BF tells you a friend died. Seems like the drama was her. It comes off like she never liked your friend or other girls in your circle and was passing off contempt for your late friend as a joke.
We got into a quarrel, then I walked away. She made me come back by threatening me that she'll end her life by swallowing handful of meds and jumping off the second floor. Changed me since then, but I haven't noticed the effects until many months after. I just broke up with her last night.
Thanks, that's how I took it. She turned it around as, you're being dramatic. So that's when being upset turned into relationship over. It hurts. I liked her, but there are certain red flags that are ignored at your own mental health peril. A mantra for years has been, better to be alone than to be abused.
One night my ex-GF yelled in my son's face, he was 4 at the time, that he didn't belong in our home because he wanted me to read him a book instead of her. That was the beginning of the end.
I'm always going to make my decisions without considering you or how they will make you. Actions had made that very clear before she even said it out loud.